ESPN regime. I enjoy Get Up. I enjoy First Take. SportsCenter is on my TV 24/7. I gotta be honest. As a fan, diehard fan of ESPN, obviously sports, obviously diehard fan of professional wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you that I believe that professional wrestlers, WWE, Jacob Fatu, Cody Rhodes, Paul Heyman, Logan Paul, I think it is all very fucking cringe when all of these people go out there and promote WWE on ESPN. You have SportsCenter anchors out there asking Charlotte Flair, how do you bounce back from a loss like this? And obviously, with Jacob and all these people, they're trying to fucking answer this, not trying to sound like a mark. They know it's ridiculous. Stephen A. Smith asking Paul Heyman, what can fans expect? Or was it Mike Greenberg on Get Up? What can fans expect? Stephen A. Smith asking Paul Heyman, what does it take to be a Paul Heyman guy? Look, I understand that they're trying to give this a sports feeling. I'm here to break your guys' hearts and tell you guys that professional wrestling is not a fucking sport. It is not. It is a TV show. These are actors. It is very cringy. It's very cringy. Paul Heyman does a good job. But this is my thing. If you're going to have this, if you're going to have ESPN and WWE and their crossovers on their shows, have a dedicated show to professional wrestling. WWE. Have one, give somebody, I don't like the guy. Get Peter Rosenberg and somebody else of his choosing to go on something on ESPN, whether it's after the pay-per-views, after Monday Night Raw, something somewhere. Dedicated pro wrestling analyst. I'm fucking sick and tired of watching Mike Greenberg and Stephen A. Smith, two guys who I respect, who I watch every single morning since I was a fucking kid, who has a little bit of inspiration on doing what this stuff that it is that I do. And it's very cringy to, as a mark, as a pro wrestling fan, to watch listen to these questions being asked. I mean, it's cringy. I gotta be honest. What can fans expect? And then we're getting. This is the thing. WWE or the sports fans tear this shit apart because you're really giving sports fans. And I'm a sports fan. I'm gonna be honest. I feel the same way. Even as a WWE fan, because Busted Open is on during this time. If I want to go listen to pro wrestling coverage, which I do this simultaneously while I'll be at work, or I'll be on my computer if I have an off day or a half day, and I'll have SiriusXM on my computer and I'll have the ESPN there. I don't want to see these wrestlers on ESPN. We're in the middle of the NHL playoffs. We're in the middle of the NBA playoffs. We're in the middle of the NBA offseason. We're in the middle of the beginning, almost middle way of the MLB season. And they're forcing WWE coverage down these people's fucking throats. You think Mike Greenberg, look, Stephen A. Smith, I love Stephen A. Smith. Again, he's a hero of mine when it comes to sports analyzing and media and all that stuff. But he doesn't know a single fucking thing about pro wrestling. You're insulting pro wrestling fans by having this guy go out there and say, I've been watching pro wrestling since the Bruno Sammartino days. That's what all these fucking... If you actually aren't above the age of 50, I do not believe you. You're a casual. If you are above 50 years old, I can... Okay, I believe that. But for somebody like, correct me if, how old is Stephen A. Smith? Let's check that out right now. I'm curious. How old is Stephen A. Smith? I want to know that. He's 58. 19. Okay, Stephen A's. Now we're gonna do a little bit of pocket. We're gonna do a little bit of conspiracy, right? Stephen A. Smith is 58 years old. He was born in 1967. Okay, let me pull up another tab. Bruno Sammartino. Right. Bruno Sammartino. I'm trying to. Where is his? Does he have a Wikipedia? Okay. Let's talk about his wrestling career, his early wrestling career from 68. Okay. Again, Stephen A. Smith is born in 67. Early part of Bruno's career, Stephen A. Smith isn't even born yet. He goes into the Worldwide Wrestling Federation. Again, Stephen A. Smith is not watching the Worldwide Wrestling Federation even in 1981, when Stephen A. Smith would probably be a teenager in middle school. 1984, when he comes back to WWF. Okay, Stephen A. Smith, if this guy around this time, it says he was on a basketball scholarship and he was doing the Philadelphia Inquirer, you think Stephen A. Smith has time to watch Roddy Piper in the early 80s, Bruno Sammartino in the mid 80s, late 80s, when this guy's trying to become the guy he is now? It's all bullshit. These ESPN analysts don't know shit about this sport. I think the presentation's cool. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. You know, there's obviously being pitches and all this stuff that Stephen A. Smith is going to be. Just look at this. I'm sorry. I don't give a shit if I get a mini strike or something. Your reputation. You guys have got to listen to this.
Identifying once-in-a-generation talent. What did you see in Bron Breakker that told you he's not just the future, but he is...
He is looking down at his fucking notes.
It's inevitable right now.
Well, you're right. I'm a Hall of...
What they can expect. What can they expect to see Saturday night?
What can they expect to see Saturday night? The fucking... What does Paul Heyman say?
If they tune in.
Well, you expect to see the unexpected, because in WWE, surprises are the norm.
That's all these wrestlers say. That's the best answer that you can give them. It's a surprise. That's what makes this thing best. It's a script. Every single question that these ESPN anchors ask these pro wrestlers, it's a script. They cannot tell you. It is confidential information. They signed that on their contracts. Paul Heyman is an executive. He ain't gonna tell you what to expect. He's gonna tell you to pay the $39.99 that you fuckfaces charge and watch it. And by the way, you're charging us $29.99, however the fuck much money it is, for 3 matches. And you're giving us 2 good matches. The only 2 good matches that I think are even worth fucking watching besides the main event, for free. I'm not paying $29 to see fucking Danhausen and Kit Wilson. That is a SmackDown match. Why the fuck you like to do this bullshit with the fucking gingerbread man and all this crap? You couldn't have done this on Friday Night SmackDown, but no, we got to pay $29.99 for that. Get the fuck out of here. Shout out to my VPN. You guys can do whatever you want to crack this shit down. I know how to avoid it. I'm not going to tell my ways, because then everybody else is going to start fucking doing it. Shout out to my VPN. Shout out to Netflix. I love ESPN, but when it comes to professional wrestling, you motherfuckers aren't getting a dime out of me. And I can afford to pay it. But I have everything I need on an app called YouTube TV, and stop being greedy and just add the ESPN Unlimited on there. Chat. This ESPN and WWE, relationship. They're tied for a little bit, but it's not. I don't think. And look, a lot of even their writers, their own people think that this shit's fucking garbage. Their promotions are garbage. They have garbage analysts asking questions, garbage prices, garbage fucking creative. Oh, but AEW, I'm not talking about AEW. Do you see the fucking anywhere in my title, AEW? I will talk about AEW tonight at 11 o'clock over on the Sports Jedi Network with my guy Hoss, which you guys better get your asses over there and watch. But I'm not, before anyone, I'm not talking about AEW. So fuck off with that. I'm talking about the WWE and ESPN. This shit is fucking garbage. From creative, from the production, everything about this relationship sucks. It sucks so bad that the one guy in your company, ESPN, Pat McAfee, who I respect, he was there in the black and gold days. He's had matches, whatever, and you ran him off. The fans ran him off because you put him in a fucking story that didn't need him in it because your creative sucks. And that's the truth. That's nothing but the truth, and that's the way I feel. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to say goodbye here today on a Wednesday afternoon. Don't forget tonight at 11, since AEW wants to